A dovetail saw for when your avian friends give you problems. Hey y'all, I'm James Wright and welcome to my shop. A dovetail saw is kind of that key saw that everyone looks at and goes, ooh, ah, happiness, pretty, pretty. And there's a lot to that. They're kind of fun. They're very specific tools designed for doing a specific task. They rip with the grain, in grain, very small, very fine cuts. And there's a lot of little details that go into them. But one of the things that really scares people is how do you sharpen a dovetail saw? They do get dull, and over time they need to be sharpened. So what do we have to do? So I was going to do a video on sharpening this, but I'm waiting for it to get dull enough for me to sharpen. Maybe I should cut some more dovetails. But then a friend of mine, Opa from Opa's Workshop, another YouTube channel who I've done a couple things with the past, making a bow sander and a few other things like that. He sent me this one to sharpen up and send back to him. And it is an old gent saw. He is restoring it and building a new handle, so I'm going to sharpen it, put a new edge on all the teeth, and send it back down. So today we're going to be then looking at how to sharpen a dovetail saw. Little teeth and not as difficult as it would look. You just need to be a little closer to it to see what's going on. Let's look. So first let's look at some dovetail saws here. Now this is one that I have from Bearcat. This is my go-to. Has a bit of cant on it. In other words, it's smaller up here than it is back here. Shorter distance this way. Before that, this was my go-to, this Two Cherries gent saw. And a gent saw is the one where the handle is in line with the saw, whereas a Western saw has the handle at a cant, at a bent down. They tend to have a back, so you have a thinner plate. And the things that make a dovetail saw is, number one, it's a short plate. In other words, it's not very tall, so there isn't that much space up here. Number two, teeth are very small. Number three, they are on a ripped tooth, or mostly ripped tooth. Some people will put about a 10 degree of fleam in there, just a little bit to clean it up a little bit. But they are mostly a ripping tooth, so they're straight in line. They're more like a chisel than a knife. And they're tiny, tiny little teeth, and so that's what makes them difficult to sharpen. Now, this is the one I'm going to be working with today. It was sent to me by a friend. He is remaking the handle on it and wanted me to sharpen the teeth. And these are crazy. They're all over the place. You can tell someone was like spot sharpening it. They were sharpening a little bit here and a little bit here, and really had no idea what they were doing. So we need to clean up these teeth. Thankfully, they're fairly even, so we're not going to have to recut the teeth. They're a certain measurement across. It's just some of them are deeper and some of them are more shallow. So we're going to have to spend a good bit of time actually leveling them all out and cleaning that up. Now the next thing you're going to need is a saw vise. This is a way to hold the plate in place so that it's not moving around on you. This is one that I made a while ago, and if you want to see it, I have plans for it on my website. I want to have it put in there so that the teeth are sticking up 1/8 inch to 3/16 or so, and then I'm going to clamp them down in place. And now it is at a level so that I can work across on it, and I can get my head right on down top and look at all of these teeth and actually have a good idea of what I need to do. Now, because these teeth are so small, hopefully I have got it zoomed in enough so you can see it. And you can see how some of them are really high and some of them are really low. What I want to do is take a flat file, a mill file, and just run it all the way across the top. So what I have here is I'm trying to flatten out all the teeth and bring them all to the same height. So all the teeth are at the same level all across. It's called jointing the teeth. And I've gone down most of them. I don't know if you can see it in this one. These ones here are shiny. They're all shiny here. They all just have a point where I've flattened out the very top of it. Except for there's a patch here and a patch here that are not shiny yet. I haven't quite gotten down to those. So I got to take everything else down to the depth of these couple teeth here. And what that does is it keeps all the teeth at the same level as they come through. So there, now I have a flat spot on all the teeth. And these ones in the middle, I've ground almost all the tooth off. I can still see the deviation in there where the file needs to go. So I can still sharpen it fairly well, but I want to make sure that I've gotten a flat, shiny spot on every tooth, and even these little ones that were cut way down there, I was able to grind those out. Now, if you can't see this, I do have several other sharpening videos. I'll try and leave a link to those down below, where you can actually see that far better on bigger teeth, but on these small ones, I just can't zoom in quite close enough to show you. So now I have this triangular needle file, and it is basically a triangle, except for the sides. The points aren't actually a point. There's a very, very slight flat spot, and that'll create a flat spot in the bottom of each tooth. And so I'm going to be putting it in there, and then running it across the file to create that down there. Because there's three sides, a three-sided triangle, a isosceles triangle makes 60 degrees. So all these teeth are being cut at 60 degrees. You want to make sure that when you put the file in there, it doesn't go too deep. In other words, you don't want the tooth of the saw plate to come up more than ½ inch into the face of the file. If it comes up ½ inch or halfway or more into the face of the file, then you're going to be wearing out the middle of the file faster than you're going to be wearing out the edge. So you just want to make sure you're doing that. These small teeth are going to require a tiny, tiny little file. I don't care much about the names and numbers. I'm just looking for a file when I put it in there that it actually fits the tooth. So to make sure I keep it the same, I use this Veritas jig here. And what I want to do is I want to put it in there, and I want about a 10 degree of rake. In other words, the top of the file isn't going to be flat. It's going to be about 10 degrees forward, making it slightly aggressive, but not that aggressive. It's a fairly even saw. You don't want your dovetail saw to be aggressive. You want it to be an easy cutter. It means it's going to leave you with a cleaner surface. And also, a lot of people like to put in about 10 degree of fleam, making it kind of like a hybrid saw. I like my dovetail saws to be flat across, so 0 fleam. So I'm going to be putting this in here. That makes the file from this guide here, then it lets me know when that's level. I'm putting about 10 degree of rake in there, and then I can keep this guide parallel with the saw. That lets me know that there is no fleam in it as well. This just makes it a little bit easier. So I'll leave a link to one of those as well. Now normally it only takes 1 or 2 strokes with the file, but these, because I'm cutting so deep, it's going to take several strokes each. And be very careful. The only tooth when I'm having a problem with this whole thing is this one right here. There's one little tooth there that I have to grind a ton down to get to. So I'm just going to leave that one alone. If there's one tooth off in the saw, oh well, it's not going to make that much of a difference. I guess I could grind it all down and be a perfectionist, but no need for that. So I'm doing about 3 strokes per, and I'm basically going until that shiny spot on the top of the tooth disappears. That lets me know that I've now made a actual point on the top of that tooth. And remember, this is your saw. You can sharpen it whatever way you want. There is no right or wrong way to sharpen a saw. And I can pretty much guarantee you, even if you've never done it before in your life, it'll be sharper when you're done than when you began. And the next time you can change up your technique a little bit and see which way you like it better. You want to take your time, have patience with this. It's very easy to miss a tooth or jump a tooth, especially when they become hard to see, as these little teeth are. So in general, sharpening a dovetail saw is just like sharpening any other saw, particularly any other rip saw. It's very, very similar, just really little teeth. So you gotta spend a little more time being careful about the teeth you touch, how you touch them, and making sure that you're not skipping teeth or grinding one too much, because they tend to bleed together. Even though the plate is small, there's a lot of teeth in it. So take your time. You'll end up with a nice saw. There you have it, sharpening a dovetail saw. It's really not that difficult once you understand the basics of it. It's just really small rip teeth. You got to get in close and focus on it, and sometimes you have to be kind of picky because it's easy to overgo on one tooth or another. But it's not that difficult. You just got to dive in, take a look at it. I hope this inspired you to give it a try, and if you'd like to see other sharpening videos and other information, I'll have a link to that down below. I do have other videos on sharpening many other saws and differences between them, and a lot of other good information there. So I hope you like that. If you would like to help out with the channel, I don't have any sponsors on this channel. I am completely viewer supported, and it's because of viewers like you that this channel is here. I do that through Patreon and products I sell on my website. If you'd like to find out more about that, I'll have a link to it right down there. Also, if you want to subscribe, like, and share, that really does help out the channel, and thank you for that. So that's about it for today. Until next time, have a wonderful day.